There's another great book that I'm recommending in the literature you'll be getting as part of this program by a guy named Charam. And his book's name is What the CEO Wants You to Know. And in this book he calls about, again, this idea of arithmetical literacy. And he says, if you want to understand business, it's very simple. Take more in than you put out. That's it. It's very simple. And he gives an example of a woman who works in a kind of bazaar somewhere. It doesn't specify. It doesn't matter where. And she sells shirts. And what she does is in the morning she goes to the shirt seller, the wholesaler, and she buys X number of shirts. And she sells them for something more than she bought them for. Now she knows if she can do this quickly early in the day, she can take that money and go buy even more shirts for the afternoon. And this is the kind of thinking that's present. It's the idea of not just buying for less, selling for more, but how many times can you do that in a period of time? This is called turning your money over. And it's got to do with a concept called cash flow. So this stuff gets built in early on for somebody with an entrepreneurial mindset. I'm going to suggest that for most of you sitting here, it's not how you think. It's not how you think. The reason most of you are in this room and not out running your million-dollar businesses is because you don't think in the way that I'm talking about. And you want to learn it. What most of you think about is, how do I get a good job which will pay me a lot of money? And most of you were raised in that frame. Now, some of you may be the exception. Some of you may have been raised in that frame. How do I learn how to do the things so that I can get a good job to make a lot of money? And you may have now rejected it and begun doing other things and started your own businesses and your own practices or something like that. Or you may have very early on went, wow, getting a job and working for somebody else, that just sucks. So I'm going to be my own boss. But you never developed the necessary skill set to go from buying yourself a job to building yourself a business. And those are two different things. So most of you have bought yourself jobs, if you're not in the first category, of finding yourself one, with your sweat, your time, and your labor. So what you're getting paid for are how many hours can you sweat and labor.